All right. Two things you will need this morning are some note-taking materials, some materials, physical or virtual, whatever works best for you. And you will need a second device just so you can go and look at the principles of real leadership. But if you already know them, then you're good to go. We are in the bonus section of the principles of real leadership today. We are coming around third, y'all. We are about to slide into home place with home plate. And with that being said, let's go ahead and take our deep breaths. 3 breaths on your own. Inhale and exhale. Good morning. I am Dr. Donna Louise Thomas-Rodgers, daughter of Leslie Darnell Thomas, granddaughter of Arthur Jethro Evelyn II, and great-granddaughter of Levi Thomas. Welcome to your morning mental workout. Today, we will be discussing something that is extremely important and near and dear to my heart, taking naps. That's right. Good morning, Lola. Take naps. Got to take naps. Got to get that brain rested. I am a nap taker, been a nap taker since I was at ABC Nursery School way back in 1900. It's actually 1977 when I was at ABC Nursery School. I was 4 years old. Yes, so I remember taking naps way back then. Naps are your friends. But before we get into that, how do we get here? How do I have my song is 95, my brain is 95% song lyric shirt? Started with Neurogenesis, which is some nice little neurons firing off saying, hey, let's create some synapses. And then what happens is they connect. You have the axon, and then you have the dendrite, and in the middle is a synapse gap, and boom, bada bing, they make a connection, fire off. Next thing you know, you're doing something, and that's neuroplasticity. You take that and you combine it together with the 74 principles of real leadership and the theory of personal accountability sprinkled on top, and you have neuropability. That's your brain's ability to wire itself to use the 74 principles of real leadership day in and day out so you can be your best day in and day out. You can have your best life every single day. Best doesn't mean perfect, but it does mean best. And are there going to be some character building days in there? Absolutely. That's okay, because challenge yourself is one of the 74 principles of real leadership and to grow continually. And in order to do that, you're going to have some character building days. Now, finally, this magic happens in the cerebral cortex and the prefrontal cortex, and specifically in the frontal lobe. And we're going to be using the executive function of our brain, and that is where the magic happens. And some people refer to that section of the brain as the CEO of the brain because it's running stuff. So without further ado, let's use it today. So take naps. For those of you visiting for the first time, welcome. I am at the end of reviewing the 74 principles of real leadership. I am on number 71 today. If you want to go back and get the overview, go to the 74 principles of real leadership playlist located on this YouTube channel. Start at the bottom, scroll your way up. Not only did I give an overview, but I went through each individual principle of real leadership one at a time, one word at a time, and I defined every last single word so that you can understand these principles in all their totality, wonderful essence, and glory. So here we are in the bonus section. Take naps. If you haven't done so, please do so. Vote on the poll question. We will review the poll question at the end. For those of you who have my book or don't, every single section of the 74 principles of real leadership, I have a Dr. Donna quote underneath the actual principle. And for take naps, it is a rested mind is a resilient mind. Your brain needs rest. If you want it to function properly, it's going to have to rest. If you don't want it to function properly, then don't give it rest and it won't function properly. It's like a car that has the wrong and improper maintenance. So if you don't take care of your car is not going to take you where you need to go. So same concept. Car is not going to take you. Give me 1 second. Okay, I had to put that in the playlist. Now, all right, so the definition of take is this: to engage in or perform an action. To engage in or perform an action. That is the definition of take. Secondarily, the definition of naps is this: it refers to a short sleep, usually not meant to replace night sleep. So it's a short sleep. So don't think you're going to nap your way through life. That's not going to happen. The brain actually needs that downtime, anywhere from 6 to 8 hours of sleep. If you're an infant, longer than that. But if you're old like myself, 6 to 8 hours will get you. Really, I get about 5 to 6. Just how my schedule works now. But it's enough. Thank you, perimenopause. Anyway, it refers to a short sleep, usually not meant to replace nighttime sleep. Okay, so you can't nap your way to a healthy brain. That's not what's going to happen. All right, so my question to you is this: why do you believe people struggle with taking naps? Why is that adult folks have a struggle taking naps? Before I reveal the answer to you. And remember, on this live, if you are thinking, just go ahead and throw a couple ellipses in there, a brain emoji going, You could even type in. Just so I know that we are here and my chat is fully functioning. Why do people struggle with taking naps? What is the problem? They are afraid they may oversleep. You are taking my notes, Kevin. Yes, that is one of the answers. Yep. That is one of the answers. And too much caffeine. And Nola has gotten one of the answers as well. Okay. All righty. Yes, good job. Number one answer. Okay. So the number one answer is stress or anxiety. Stress or anxiety. That's why Ambien and all those sleep aids are there for people who have stress and anxiety. So stress or anxiety is a racing mind. It can make it difficult to relax and even to fall asleep. So if you find yourself, and then now it's your bedtime, time for you to go to sleep, and you've been stressed out for today, for yesterday, for months, for years, for decades, you're going to find it difficult to sleep, and you're going to find it difficult to take a nap because you didn't sleep at night. So you can wake up groggy and go like, oh, I'm gonna get a nap, and then every time you try to go to sleep, it's stress and anxiety. So it's not going to work. Also, worrying about time, responsibilities, and just day-to-day issues can cause you to not be able to nap. And it's a matter of, I can't shut my brain off. I can't shut my brain off so that I can go to sleep. Just won't shut down, even as and there was even research done that women are 90% awake even when they're asleep because of being a parent and everything else that we have to endure on a daily basis. So that's why we can hear things that, men can't hear, is simply because we're actually not sleep the whole entire time. So yeah, that's why I can wake up from a nap like, oh, blah, 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 blah. All right. Poor sleep environment. Now, poor sleep environment. And this is what I tell people. Your bed, where you sleep, if it's a futon, a couch, wherever it is, that has to be the most comfortable environment that you are in. And people used to laugh at me because my aunt made me a colorful Afghan. She made one for Nola too when she was born, when I was 8 years old. And I wanted a toy. We were poor and I was 8, and she gave me this blanket that she had made. And I didn't appreciate it at the time. But now I still have that blanket. And every time we went to the field, we have our cots, because I was in MP, so we didn't have to sleep on the ground once I got a basic training. We had a little bitty thin PT mat that looks like a yoga mat. And that was it. And people would laugh at me because I would bring my blanket. I'm like, look, I'm already out here in the dirt. I don't feel like being cold or anything else. So, and plus it would be cold. So I would take that blanket and put it on top of my PT liner, my PT mat, and then put that on top of that, and then get in my sleeping bag so that I will have some extra cushion, because those cots are terrible, and they still are to this day. So anyway, poor sleeping environment. Bright lights. I have the pleasure of having 5 windows between my primary retreat and my primary portion of my room. And our house is on the corner. So the sun comes in on my side and it stays there for a very, very, very long time. So it's bright. If the moon is out, it's bright. It's bright. The windows are too close together, so you can't put blackout curtains or blackout shades for it because they're 29.5 by 72. So yeah. Anyway, so bright lights, noise, or it's an uncomfortable temperature can all prevent restful sleeping. So it's a lack of quiet time, quiet space, energy dedicated to a nap space. So you can't take a nap because the environment is not conducive to taking naps. So I don't know if I'm going to get to this, but in case I forget, you need to go to sleep to 10 degrees cooler than you have it when the house is, when you're up and about in the house. So whatever your normal house temperature is, when it's time to go to bed, you turn that thermostat down 10 degrees. Some people want it freezing or more, but definitely 10 degrees because you're going to have covers on and you want it to be cooler so that you can go to sleep. And if you're in a house with somebody that's perimenopause or menopausal, it's cold as hell in your house year round. Number 3, irregular sleep schedule. And so number 2 was, again, poor sleep environment. Number 3 is an irregular sleep schedule. So if nighttime sleep is inconsistent, then the body's natural rhythm is going to be off. That's why when it's time to spring forward and fall fucking back, America, my sleep is off. And there are a bunch of us, babies, older people, pets, are like, what the fuck is this? So now we have to get back onto a regular sleep schedule. So naps may feel unnatural or hard to time effectively. So if you have an irregular sleep schedule, and when I worked at Sterling Heights in Michigan, my sleep schedule was off because my shift was supposed to start at 12. I was supposed to have a 10-hour shift, 12 to 10, because my employees came in at 1 and 2. So I had to be there an hour before both the shift starts, staggered work times. And then every day I was supposed to get off at 10. Well, when you fire 4 people and you need 30 and you have 26, you're never going. I used to just, that's when my mother was keeping Nola, I would just say, I'm going to be there. Put her to bed. I will be there and I will come get her. And if it got to be 3 o'clock in the morning, I would just say, I'm just come get her in the morning because I'm not going to wake her up that late at night either. But there were times when I would get there at 12 and I would leave at 12. I would leave at 1. I would leave at 2. The most I worked was 12 to 5 a.m. the next day. So, yeah. And then in the military, you get your sleep when you get your sleep, especially if you have to pull duty officers. So you're basically the sheriff for the day. And then you're up 24 hours. And if you got to do a Friday, Sunday duty officer, irregular sleep schedule, it's going to be a week to 2 for, at least for me, to recover. Number 4 is Noah's answer. Caffeine or stimulant use. So consuming caffeine, energy drinks, or certain medications can block the brain's sleep signals. So caffeine or stimulants, Red Bulls, energy drinks, all of this. Oh, we're going to add this to it. It's going to give you a boost of caffeine. Well, if you have a lot of that, then it's going to mess up your sleep patterns for real. So that's number 4. Number 5 is fear of grogginess. So sleep inertia. So some people wake up from naps feeling more tired or disoriented, leading them to avoid napping altogether. Number 6 is guilt or cultural conditioning. Team no sleep. Team no sleep. You got it while you sleeping, I'm working. So people will guilt you into doing what your brain needs to do, which is rest. So some views naps as laziness or unproductive behavior. We had a gunnery in Korea, and I have the picture somewhere where we were, I had to be the range OIC. So what happened was Captain Gaylord left he had finished his command. I was my first company commander. So when I got to Korea in June, I was the baby lieutenant, junior lieutenant. By the time Captain Moffat came in October, so I got to Korea at the end of June. By the beginning of October, I went from being the junior lieutenant to the senior lieutenant. So now my company commander is leaning on me for everything because he claims I've been in country long enough to know this shit. I don't know when 90 days in country make you know stuff, but I'm like, okay. So our company had to host a gunnery in February in the north portion of Southern Korea. So it was cold as hell. It was 17 degrees in our tent with 2 potbelly stoves going on. So you can imagine how cold it was on the range. But MPs have to qualify on their weapons at that time twice a year. So we had to host the battalion gunnery. So of course, I'm actually hosting the battalion gunnery because even though it's a company gunnery, one platoon has to go up there for 2 weeks and host the gunnery, hence my platoon. So I was exhausted because between Dylan being basically the senior lieutenant, basically company commander junior, and everything else, I was in the range. It was cold. I was waiting on people to come, and so I fell asleep. And so my head is down. I'm all covered up. I'm cold. And so they thought it was cool to be able to take a picture of LT sleep. Ha, ha, ha. You so weak. You get to fall asleep. Da, da, da. So I still have that picture as a reminder. Fuck y'all. Okay. Anyway, if your body needs sleep, and now I know neurologically when process S and C meet, no matter what is taking place, if you don't do that caffeine boost, you're going to fall asleep, which is what you need to do. But again, being the second lieutenant, butter bar, whatever, hazing happens. And so, yeah, it's you're being lazy, or look at you, weak, you can't stay awake. But everybody else was doing dip and coffee and smoking cigarettes. So that's why they was able to stay awake. Okay, so workplace cultures or personal habits may discourage uh, you to take a nap as well to give you midday rest. So guilt or cultural conditioning. Number 7 is misaligned timing. So your circadian rhythm that helps you go up and down. So that's the C and the S meeting together. So napping too late in the day can disrupt your nighttime sleep, making it harder to nap successfully over time. And additionally to that, people will think, oh, if I take a nap, then I might not wake up on time. All right, so those are the 7 reasons why people struggle to take naps. So number 1 is stress and anxiety. You stress the hell out, your brain is not going to relax and rest. And part of it is when you're stressed out and you can't rest, the brain is saying, deal with this shit, fix this. I'm not going to let you rest. Fix this. But what happens? No. People say, oh, I need a sleep aid. I need some Ambien. I don't know the rest of the sleep medications. I'm sure there's usually 1 or 3 on the market just from a competition perspective. I do know Ambien. So I'm going to just take an Ambien. I'm going to just have a cocktail. I'm going to just wind down. Let me take a little Percocet or whatever the fuck the shit is. I have no idea what it is. I believe it's Ambien. I think it's got to be because it's in a rap song. So anyway, you need to fix you first. You fix you first, and then you won't need no Ambien. You won't need a cocktail. You need a glass of wine, relax before I get to sleep. No, you won't need any of those things. So fix your shit and stop stressing your brain out and then trying to fix it through medication. Because remember, as I said, the synapse that has that synaptic gap in between there. So that medication is what latches on to the dendrite strand tree. And now that's the feeling that shows up. So you want to be careful about adding additives to your brain neurologically. You want that to happen naturally, unless it is actual medical condition that will actually improve the results. I still believe that you can, for the most part, produce it naturally yourself. Just will take some more effort. So anyway, yes, stress or anxiety. Number 1 is poor sleep environment. So it's too bright, it's too loud, the temperature is too hot, it's too rocky, you're sleeping on a bed of nails. All of those things are going to make it so your nap is not good. Number 3 is an irregular sleep schedule. If you are truck drivers, have a regular sleep schedule, people in the medical profession and military people, just to name a few, civil servants, not the politicians, but the cops, firefighters, and first responders. And then number 4 is caffeine or stimulant use. I gave up caffeine March of 2023, so I do not consume caffeine knowingly. Now, if something happens and I'm told that one day I went to Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf, I think it was caffeinated. I do not believe that it was decaf because there was this stimulation in the afternoon and there shouldn't have been, not with decaf. I know decaf has a little bit of caffeine, but I was amped, so that shouldn't have been there. Okay, caffeine or stimulant use. Red Bull, all of those things, all of that. Those are, and then they have all the different types of drinks that you can get these caffeine boosts in. And we have a gamer client who's very good at gaming. He will offer us some of those drinks when we are over there. Number 5, fear of grogginess. So you feel like you're more tired after the nap than you were before. So you just say, forget it, I'll be even more sleepier. Number 6 is guilt or cultural conditioning. And so people will say, oh, you're taking a nap, you lazy. Team, no sleep, you can't stay up. And then workplace culture, also, people may discourage midday naps. Now, remember, people will be telling you weak as they standing there with a cup of coffee. Your ass trying to take a nap. That's why you stop drinking that coffee and then have your caffeine detox. And see if you're not sleepy at 2 p.m. every doggone day, or your equivalent if you are up at night and work 3rd shift. Okay, and then number 4 is misaligned timing. That means that you are happening too late in the day. I know if it's after 2 o'clock for me, I can't take a nap. I have a short nap window. It's from 8 a.m. Since I get up at 3, from 8 a.m. I need to be asleep by 12, no later than 1. Otherwise, I have to forego the nap because I will not be prepared to go to bed between, it really is 9 and 10 now. I won't be prepared to do that. So what questions do you have about why people struggle with taking naps? Clear as bell, clear as mud. Anything that stands out for you that you didn't know about the napping cycle? Please don't be too hot. It is. Okay. I'm handling burn tongue faster now. I mean, peacefulier. Peacefulier? I don't think peacefulier is a word. Clear, it appears you knew the actual nap system already. Yes, I am a naptologist. What? I'm a naptologist. Naptologist. I do this. I naps. I can tell you how to take the best naps. I believe in a good night's rest and a good night's nap. No. and a wonderful nap. Nothing like it. And because I'm such a great parent, I think I've told you this story before. When Nola was younger, I used to say, you weren't a good girl today, so you're going to have to take a nap. And then I would say, oh my goodness, you were such a good girl today, you get to take a nap. She was very much old before she realized, wait a minute, I had to take a nap no matter what. You sure did. You sure did. Yes, naps are your friend. Okay, so how to take naps effectively. As I mentioned, I am a naptologist. I do this, okay? I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. Let me tell you how you nap the best to get you through this. Okay, number one, time your naps. Time them, okay? Power naps. I learned how to do them in the military. Power naps. The buses are late. I'm laying on these rocks on my Kevlar. I'm going to wait and go to sleep. I will take a 15 to 30-minute nap. That's a power nap. That means that sometimes you just need to lay your head on your desk and then get back up. And the brain says thank you. So time your naps. Now, the research that I had yesterday, I disagreed with because they said that a nap should only be 30 minutes. That's a power nap. Okay? You have two types of naps. You got a real nap, that's an extended nap, or you have a power nap. Now, what you want is a 2-hour window. Now, this is Dr. Donna, 1000%. You need a 2-hour window for a full, complete nap because you sleep in 90-minute REM cycles. So you need time to fall asleep and you need time to wake up so that you don't have that circadian rhythm that's off where you feel like, damn, I'm groggy. Oh. So now, if you only have an hour, you're taking a power nap. If you only have 90 minutes, you can kind of play it, but if you're a person who don't nap regularly, you're going to need 2 hours. So if you got 45 minutes, you're taking a 30-minute power nap. 30-minute power nap, get back up. Or 90 minutes inside of a 2-hour window. So that gives you enough time to fall asleep and wake back up again. Okay? Got it. It's either a power nap or a real nap, extended nap. Now, number two, you want to create a calm environment. Calm environment. So you want it to be dark and quiet and cool so you can fall asleep quickly. Dark, quiet, and cool so you can fall asleep quickly. Now, what I do, because my rooms are so bright, is I have a sleep mask. And they're great. Get them from Bed Bath & Beyond, nice and padded. Put them on. And I'm telling you, it's going to black out any room that you're in. And you can have earplugs if you are at work and white noise if you are in a noisy environment. And they have on YouTube 12-hour rainwater, oceans, all kind of things that just are soothing to your mind. Now, when I did take naps when I was in the military, especially when I was an assistant S3 training officer, I had a couch in my office, and they gave us, when we were in garrison, an hour and a half for lunch. So whenever the soldiers were going to go grab lunch, I gave them money, and I said, here, go grab me whatever. And then I would close my door, shut my blinds, and then lay on my couch and take a nap, and then get back up again. So I'm going to take a nap. I actually am going to take a nap, but it does need to be in that environment. And Nola will laugh at me because when we come home, take a nap, I put my pajamas on. I had to find a new nap blanket so that I'm like, I can't. No, one thing I cannot do, and thanks to the Army, I can't do it because when I was in the field, I used to sleep in my BDUs, and the only thing I could do was just take my BDU blouse shirt off, and that's it. And I had to be in a belt and a t-shirt. And I was thinking the bugs was going to come and bite my feet, so I couldn't take my socks off. It was the worst 2 weeks to a month at a time frame sleep that I'm just like, I just want to be comfortable. So I have to put my pajamas back on, everything. Obviously, take my wig off. If it's cold, put my hat, my scully that I sleep in, all of that so I can get my nap in because I'm going to get my rest. Okay, so you're going to create that calm environment. Number 3, you're going to set an alarm. You're going to set an alarm, okay? You got to set the alarm. As Kevin mentioned, people think that they're going to oversleep. So when you set an alarm, you're not going to oversleep. So again, if you're doing your power nap, 15 to 30 minutes, set the alarm. Yesterday, Nola and I were at an appointment, and the music kept going off, and we were like, dang, is that her phone? She's outside with the movers. And then finally I realized that I had set an alarm last Wednesday at that time for a nap and put it on reoccurring instead of just that one time. So it was my alarm going off for my nap. And then again, if you have an extended nap, go ahead and set that alarm. So I use my phone for that because that lets me know that that's a different sound. My alarm clock for my house is still old school radio, comes on to one of the random stations here in Nevada, Las Vegas, and then my phone nap is so I have an Android, so something like that, calming music, and you don't want something going bah, 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 bah. That's gonna scare you out of your nap. You want something that just now. If you're a person who sleeps too hard, you might need that bah, bah, bah. Go ahead, but for me, you just need something calm, like somebody saying, "Hey, wake up, doc." Okay, cool. And this removes the anxiety of sleeping too long, as Kevin mentioned. So when you have an alarm, now you're going to hear the alarm and just have it wake you up naturally. And then if you're listening to white noise or water or whatever, make sure that the alarm is louder than that. Or if it's lower, you are going to oversleep from your nap. Number 5, limit caffeine before napping. Now, this is what Nola alluded to as well, is so that you're going to limit the caffeine before napping. So you're going to avoid coffee and energy drinks a few hours before your nap. So if you are a person that drinks coffee in the morning and you plan on taking a nap at 2, by 10, you need to be done with caffeine because that has to get out of your system in order for you to take that nap. Because what that caffeine does, and then I learned this in researching this, is that the caffeine blocks the sleep-inducing chemical adenosine. And you spell that Adenosine. Adenosine. And it's adenosine. Now, adenosine, the less adenosine that you have in your system, it leads to you being alert. So now you are alert. So the caffeine is blocking the adenosine. And so the more adenosine you have in your system, the more sleepier you become. That's why by the time you get home and you get to the end of your day, it's the adenosine that's saying, all right, I gave you a large amount of this. Now it's time to go to sleep. And then when you wake up, you have less adenosine because that means that you are alert. So what's happening for all you midday 2:00 p.m. caffeine folks, you're not supposed to be going to get that caffeine drink. You're not supposed to be going to get that Red Bull, the energy drink, or the people who, the old folks, if we trying to go out past 9 o'clock, we got to get a nap in. That's why now if you're over 30, you're going to the club, you need that nap because the adenosine is very much there from that work day. Now you need a nap. You're going to bring the adenosine down, and now you can get back up again. So what you're actually doing is the natural chemical in your brain that says, it is time to go to sleep. I got a lot of adenosine in me. You're not doing that. So you literally are throwing off, when they say caffeine throws off, makes you chemically imbalanced, it is actually 1000% true. So let that adenosine, and get your ass to sleep and then wake back up again naturally. And so what happens is you get addicted to caffeine and now your adenosine is down and now you can't sleep and now you need an Ambien. And so now the Ambien is doing what the adenosine was supposed to be doing. That's why I told y'all the brain knows what to do. Okay, let the brain make it do what it do, baby. The brain knows what to do. Do not interfere with it. Stop. It's like, nope, I need caffeine to wake up. I need Ambien to go to sleep. No, you need adenosine to wake up, low levels, and then you need that to go back to sleep again. It's really just that simple. Okay, so, and I'm not saying get rid of caffeine, but I'm saying if you got caffeine, your life is led through caffeine, then you are leading the wrong life and you fucking with your brain neurologically. And then you're going to be mad at your brain for not doing what it's supposed to do. Imagine this. You have a vehicle, and Kevin, I don't know if your car is diesel or not, your truck, but your vehicle runs on unleaded fuel and you keep putting diesel in it, at some point that engine might lock the fuck up before you get out the doggone gas station. So give it the right fuel that it needs, okay? Sometimes I feel guilty for taking naps due to my obligations. Do not feel guilty, Jasmine. You are doing what your body told you to do. That's like feeling guilty for blinking. You blink so that the eyes can clear itself of any impurities and that it can keep the eyes moisturized. If you sneeze, do you feel guilty for sneezing? You don't feel guilty for sneezing. And if there's allergy, if there's particles in the air and they get in your nose, nasal passageway, you're going to sneeze. And that's just the body's way of saying, get this shit out of my nasal passageway. Do you feel guilty for being hungry? Your stomach starts growling and you go, oh, I feel guilty. I'm hungry. I ain't had a meal in 12 hours. If you got to pee, you like, oh man, I just drank all this water. 2 hours later, you got to pee. Do you say, I got to pee. I apologize, but I got to go pee. No, you're going to go pee. So, I mean, really, don't apologize for it. If you hiccup, you burp, the body is saying, wait a minute, I didn't get that down correctly. So people, again, culturally making you feel bad for something that is neurologically happening. So I'm going to take a nap. They made fun of me for taking my nap. I didn't give a fuck. I don't care. I was sleepy and I'm going to get my sleep. Sergeant Freeman told me, she's like, LT, you're going to sleep your life away. In the military, I was always asleep. People call, I turn my ringer off, everything. And I get a voicemail. I know you sleep, but when you wake up, oh, you probably sleep. What you doing? Sleeping? Yep, I sure am. I ain't never had a problem with being asleep. I used to date. 9 o'clock, people wanted my house number. You're not getting my house number. No. Well, I was calling you, but I knew it was 9 o'clock. You ain't want to, I know what you wanted after 9 o'clock. No, I'm asleep. Okay, absolutely not. There will be no booty calls over here. I'm asleep. Knocked out. Nope, not at all. So again, your adenosine is what you need. So now you know you have a neurological reason going forward, Jasmine, and they call it process C and process S. So process C is your awake time. That's when you have the least amount of adenosine. That happens for about 16 to 18 hours of the day. And then process S takes over, which is your sleep time, and they will meet and they're going to have a conversation and one of them is going to win. And if you've been asleep for 6 to 8 hours, then C is going to say, all right, S, sit your ass down. We need to wake up. And if you have been up for 16 to 18 hours, S is going to say, all right, C, sit your ass down. We need to go to sleep. So do not let these unaccountable caffeine drinking, Ambien taking motherfuckers tell you you weak. No, you're weak because you don't even know when you're sleepy. You making your body do something unnatural to try to make it seem like, oh, me, no sleep. No. And they probably irritated as hell. They need to do that little caffeine drop off. It's going to take 2 to 3 weeks to get that shit out their system and throw the damn Ambiens in the damn trash and let the body do what it naturally does. Point blank, period. Naps are your friends. And that's why it's one of the 74 principles of real leadership. Okay. I guarantee you it ain't enough people out there saying, oh, take naps, take naps. Nobody in leadership and doggone business or development or anything like that is like, take naps. They're like, no, team, no sleep. It's only the woosah, yogis that are like, rest your mind and have peace. And they still can't tell you about the acetylene. The Addison. What am I? Okay. Adenosine. Lord have mercy. And I'm looking dead at it. Okay. Brain cramp. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5. I did number these wrong. And that's 4. And that's 3. Okay. And number 5 is the final one is to be consistent. If you nap regularly, your body will adjust and expect rest during that nap window. If you nap regularly, your body will adjust and expect rest during that window. Okay, so what questions do you have about how to take naps effectively? Again, time your naps. You're going to do power naps 15 to 30 minutes or extended naps 90 minutes to 120 minutes. You need that 2-hour window to get all the way through all 4 REM cycles. You want to create a calm environment, dark, cool places, and you want to fall asleep quickly. White noise, eye mask, earplugs. Calm yourself down. You want to set an alarm, to Kevin's point, or people oversleep. And so you want to set an alarm for the power nap or the regular nap. And then this removes any anxiety of sleeping for too long. Number 4 is limit caffeine, because caffeine, energy drinks, all of that stops the acetylene inside of your brain. When you have less of it, you're going to stay awake. When you have more of it, it's time for you to go to sleep. And then be consistent. If you're going to take naps regularly. If you take a nap on Saturday at 2 p.m., that's your nap time. Take a nap every day at Saturday at 2 p.m. Now, there will be times when I just let myself sleep. Just sleep until I wake up. Don't have any plans for today. And that's in the relaxed section of the book, which is what we're talking about tomorrow. And so sometimes I just sleep and wake up naturally. Did you say that the power naps are just as effective as a 90-minute nap? Yes. So if you don't, that's what I'm saying. So if you only have an hour, let's say you have an hour in between, you're at a conference at a hotel and you have, because I did this too. I'm a napper. If you have an hour in between something, go back to your room, 30-minute power nap, and then go wake back up again. You're going to need that too. And what will happen is when you become a naptologist like myself, you will be able to tell if you need a power nap or if you need an extended nap. Because sometimes, and yesterday, neuroscience, y'all, kicking me in my butt. We start doing physics. Okay. Sometimes your brain just has so much information, cognitive overload, that it just is like, look, can we just get 20 minutes? Can we just stop and shut everything down? But sometimes, and so I believe that when it's neurological, because it's just the brain is like, that was a lot, you can do a power nap. But when the body and the brain are like, okay, that was enough, now you need an actual nap, just from the rigmaroles of the day. Okay. So what questions do you have, or comments or takeaways from how to take a nap? Because I'm going into the benefits of taking naps. So naps are your friend. You could just do a power nap on your desk. The other day, Nola was in the house working on Fifth Avenue, not a Fifth Avenue, a Lovesac. And I actually have a video that I will be putting into my subscription videos. And I literally took a nap in the car. And I didn't have a sleep mask, so I put some sunglasses on and rolled up my hoodie and did just like that and got me a 20-minute power nap in. I sure did. Yes, I did. So I am a napper, and you can try to make me feel bad. If taking naps is wrong, then I don't want to be right. Okay. Thank you. I didn't know naps needed to be normalized, Jasmine. Thank you for telling me. I might make another video. I might even make a video and help folks out. Like, naps are your friends. That's why literally I made it a principle of real leadership. When people are putting their business philosophies and everything else together, have fun, relax, and take naps, because I do all three. They are your friends. And now you have scientific data to back what you are saying. So now no one can ever say that that's wrong. You can talk about the process, CNS, the circadian rhythm, and the adenosine. All of those. And that's natural. So when somebody starts, but they talking tired and they got caffeine in their hand, you can say, you realize that caffeine is going to decrease your adenosine. And tonight, when it's time for you to go to bed, you're going to be wide awake. And that's the other thing. I started by eating salads again, mixed vegetables, beets, and everything. And I made the mistake of eating my salad late. And I was up late because the all of that wonderful stuff in salads had me up to almost midnight. So yesterday when I went to Whole Foods, I got my salad. I was like, it was 8 o'clock. I was like, dude, you going to eat the salad tomorrow? You going to eat it, or you going to be up till 1, probably 2 o'clock at that point. Yes. Yes. MNGA, make naps great again. Okay. Okay. Naps are your friend. Why would we take naps in elementary and middle school, and you get to take naps up until I think, no, it was Miss Brooks that still had a nap area. Y'all had pillows and everything in the room. I think it was up until 2nd grade that they actually had a space that they could lay on the floor with and basically take breaks. One of her, I think it had to be here. It was here where there was Miss Brooks had a huge room. And so they had a napping resting space in her 2nd grade classroom. So yeah, naps are your friends. Don't ever let anybody else. And it is adenosine. Adenosine, Adenosine, Jasmine, Adenosine. Adenosine is the natural chemical in your brain that tells you need to be awake or sleep. Less adenosine means be awake and alert, and more adenosine means it's time to take your butt to bed. Nola said Miss Brooks was my 3rd grade teacher, but I am actually could take naps in kindergarten. By 1st grade, that was over. Yes, Miss Brooks had a pillow area. That's what I knew it was something. So they could do and read and everything on her 3rd grade teacher. She had a pillow area in the room. Okay, so now we are coming around third, and it is the benefits of taking naps, because this is beneficial. And perhaps, Jasmine, you can send people to this live. It's going to be in the playlist, and you can say, see, y'all been shaming me about my naps, and you wrong. Y'all wrong. Leave Jasmine alone. Let her take her naps. So we are at 40 minutes in if you need to send them this part of the live. Okay, tell them scroll through time step 40 minutes. Yes. All right, so the benefits of taking naps. Number one, winner chicken dinner, because I live in Las Vegas. Jackpot. Improved focus. What? You mean to tell me? Improved focus. Improved focus. So it is going to enhance your attention, especially in the afternoon slump. So while everybody else went to go to their favorite coffee place and came back after lunch with a caffeinated something, you took a power nap. And so guess what? You are still going to be more alert because you said, oh, this adenosine said go to sleep. And the brain said, thank you. Now let me reward you with improved focus. I sure appreciate you taking care of me instead of giving me some synthetic shit that I didn't need. Thank you for doing the thing that I naturally wanted you to do. Number two, better memory. As a perimenopausal woman whose short-term memory is short, like mini skirts in the 60s and 70s, it's short. Thank you for naps because it helps with the memory. Naps help consolidate information you've learned earlier. And Nola can attest to this. She knows that when I get up from a nap, it is like trying to drink out of a fire hose. I'm coming back from a nap and I'm going to put all kind of stuff together. I'm going to look like I'm putting a chemical equation, now a physical equation, physics on the board, and inertia. Okay, all right, yeah. And don't let me get a long nap because it could be a power nap or long. If I get a long nap, extended nap, I'm telling you, I'm going to be downloading like nobody's business, like a terabyte of information, like bam, and sometimes I just take a nap because I'm like, this is not clicking for me. Let me take a nap. And then it's going to all come together, either a nap or a shower. How rich people think says to go take a shower or clean something, and then it will come to you. So if you find yourself stuck trying to figure something out and you can't walk away, go take a shower, go take a walk, clean something therapeutic and cleansing, and it literally will cleanse your brain, and you will, the idea, whatever the problem was, the answer will come to you if time permits. Okay, Lola, you said, Dr. Donna, could you spell that again, please? I wasn't able to write it down. Yes, adenosine, ADENOSINE, ADENOSINE. And it's the chemical related to you being able to sleep. Yes, thank you, Jasmine. I appreciate that. And it's on the screen now too. Lola, Jasmine typed it in. So yes, it is true. Fire hose. I'm coming with so much doggone information. Like how all you did was go to sleep for an hour and a half, and now you. And then so another thing that I was thinking about. Did you know? It's definitely an interesting thing. So you have better memory. And then number three is it reduces stress. So the number one reason why you can't, my pleasure. The number one reason why you can't take a nap is because of stress. But when you actually get a nap, it reduces stress. So it calms the nervous systems and lowers our favorite foggy hormone, cortisol levels. So you take a nap and you get improved focus. You got a better memory, and you got the ability to fight off brain fog. The stress hormone cortisol gone. So long, sucker. See you later. Bye-bye, baby. Absolutely not. Kick rocks. Okay? Cortisol gone. Okay? Reduces and calms you all the way down. All the way down. Number 4, mood boost. Mood boost. Even a short, and this is for you, Jasmine, even a short power nap can lift your mood and reduce irritability. Anybody that's been around a toddler, we've all been children before. It's like you could tell when a toddler is asleep because they're walking around in circles, talking too much and everything else. Next thing you know, they just laid out on the floor, knocked out, just sleep like a baby. And they back up and ready again. They cry, oh no, and then They wake right back up, ready to go. So it is a mood booster. So this thing, you are at work, you're in the middle of your day, you get to the point where the adenosine has said, hey, it's time to go to sleep, ladies and gentlemen. And you say, no, I gotta power through. I'm gonna give me some caffeine. I used to call it do when I was in the Army. When I was in the Army, I had to be drinking about 4 Mountain Dews a day. They call it being on the trail when you basic training. I literally, Mountain Dew probably got 52. It's probably more sugar than that. But we just say do. We get ready, do. In the middle of the day. When you start your day at 3 and it don't end till 9 and you out there training privates all day long, you will be dipping caffeine in and everything else to get that doggone job done. That's why you can't be on the trail for 2 years. 3 at the most, because your body going to spend a lot of time recovering. So anyway, if you take your nap, then you have everything that you need and you don't have to do it manufacturedly. It will happen naturally. So when I tell you, you can produce your own dopamine, your own serotonin yourself, because that's what the body was doing anyway. Unaccountable people and capitalism and the McDonaldization of society has you thinking you got to go buy dopamine. You got to go consume dopamine. You got to go buy adenosine. You don't. You don't actually have to buy it. You just have to produce it naturally yourself. So these things that the body knows how to produce, thank you, brain, naturally. Why can't you, watch this. If you can have nap time in kindergarten, in preschool and kindergarten, sometimes first grade, if it's small enough school, why you can't have nap time at work? If the nap worked when we was 5, why can't it work when we 35? The brain is still the brain. The work is still, if you're exhausted as a kindergartner, you damn sure going to be exhausted as an adult. No, we got lunchtime. You got an hour lunch. Now you got to go with everybody else and come back. There's no sleeping on the job. Why not? You want me at this bitch 8, 10, 12 hours? Fuck you mean I can't go to sleep? I need a nap. I need a nap. No, sleeping on the job. You're fired. Okay, but we got some caffeine for you. Got some, fuck that adenosine. No, caffeine. No, you actually need to go to sleep. So it boosts your mood. Number 5, enhance creativity. You telling me that if I need to be creative, I need to take a nap. I am. I'm saying it's going to enhance your creativity. So naps reset your mental energy and allows new ideas to emerge. Didn't y'all tell y'all I go to sleep and I come back, I wake up, doggone rapid fire hose, information. I done sold it all together. I know what I'm about to do. That's why I got 130 something playlists, 11,500 YouTube videos, because I nap. I take naps, okay? Don't nobody nap better than me. I'm telling you. It's like, how you do all that? Take naps? What's your secret, Dr. Don? I take naps. I take naps. I am a napper. Yes, I am. I am a napper, and I am damn proud. Naps are the secret formula. You want to know the secret to success? Hold up. Let me type that because that's about to be a Dr. Donna quote. You want to know the secret to success. Take naps. And I have that there are none, but that is true. Okay, that's it. You're going to enhance your creativity. So you're going to reset your mental energy, and it allows new ideas to emerge. If you over here, I just need to be in flow. I need my muse. You need a nap. You don't need a joint. You don't need a bump. You don't need none of that. I'm just going to take some MDM. I'm just psychedelics, mushrooms. Nope, take a nap. I just want to just zone out. Take a nap. Get rid of the caffeine, get rid of the Ambien, let the adenosine do what it does, and you're going to wake up doing what you need to do. And then number 6, and most importantly, improve physical health. Improved physical health. So it lowers your blood pressure and supports your immune system. I didn't just put the vitamin shop in GNC and the rest of them out of business. Lowers your blood pressure and supports your immune system. So the benefits of taking naps: improved focus, better memory, reduce stress, a mood booster. I need to be motivated, Dr. Donna. Inspire me. Take a damn nap. You want some inspiration? Take a nap. Inspire your damn self. Enhance creativity and improved physical health. That is why take naps is one of the principles of real leadership. And you all have to remember, if you have any questions or anything that popped up for you that resonates with you, go ahead at this time for the benefits of taking naps. But I wrote this book in 2009 when I was still in my corporate job. And if you go back 16 years ago, we didn't have all these, things were coming with these Googles and all of this, and you can have these workspaces and breastfeeding rooms and all of that. But I was 100% in leadership, in business and everything else. And I'm telling people to take naps. Clutching my leadership pearls. What? Yes. Take naps. I'm Dr. Donna. Who else better to say it? Somebody with an educational doctorate. Somebody who understands people. Take naps. Because if you hear a medical provider say, well, doctor, I don't have time to take naps. Okay. I'm telling you, I took naps in high school. I used to take, if I was on the bus and I had friends on the bus and I had a late night because I used to get home at 11, I worked at the movie theater. So I would leave for school at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I wouldn't get back home until 11 p.m. because the bus took me from one end to the movie theater. I had my uniform in my bag, and then I would get picked up from work. So if I was sleepy, I'll put my headphones on the bus. It was a 59-minute bus ride. I'll tell Brian, wake me up when we get to school, and then I'm up and do the same thing coming home. Wake me up before your stop, because his stop was the last stop before I had to switch buses. Hey, man, wake me up before you get off the bus. So I've been a napper, okay? I've been doing this for a very, very, very long time. And so for me to say this way back in 2009 was like, so your credibility and everything else, I don't care. I don't care. I do not care. I will take a nap. I need a nap. I will say it. I will do it. And I will go to my grave taking a nap. That'll be my last time sleep. Who am I kidding? We donate my body to science. So yeah, there will be no grave for me. I will be a cadaver so they can experiment and see how all this took place. All right. What questions do you have? Anything for the benefits of taking naps? If you are thinking ... If you are thinking ... If you'd like to contribute in any way, if you have any questions, I am here to tell you the best way. And I have 1,000 count thread sheets on my bed. I do a pillow topper as well. I have a spring mattress with a box spring. I do an extra firm pillow because I am a right side sleeper and I have broad shoulders. And in order for it to fit the crease in my neck, yes, I even know what, and they actually have pillows for side sleepers. So now pillows have advanced immensely. So literally, if you are a side sleeper, a back sleeper, a stomach sleeper, which is not good for you, but they actually have the right pillow for you to sleep on. Some people like feather pillows. Some people like memory foam. Not me. I want a firm pillow with a mattress topper on a spring mattress with a box spring and 1,000 count thread sheets with a, that's why my bedspread is so old, because I can't buy, Nola's got a bed in the bag from Walmart. I got to touch it. I got to rub it and feel it. My pajamas are extra soft. I do have to sleep in socks year round, but everything that touches my skin has to be, I'm telling you, I have the best naps and the best sleep possible. Yeah, sleeping on your stomach is bad for you, for your back, and it's a myriad of reasons why. So side sleepers. Now what happens is, because I'm a side sleeper, my right side is tighter than my left side, so I have to do more stretches when I'm stretching because of me sleeping with my right leg bent. So throughout the day, I have to stretch and compensate for the fact that while I'm asleep, it is bent up. So yes, it's a whole, you really have to, just like people have exercise equipment, you actually have to have the right sleeping equipment to go to sleep. Now, Nola can fall asleep anywhere. It doesn't matter if she is knocked out, and God bless her. But for light sleepers like myself, I can hear things, and now thanks to perimenopause, I can hear every fucking thing. So I definitely need, yes, thank you for that. I am very enforced. Naps are serious for me. I don't mess around with no naps. I promise you. There's a couple things: safety, my child, and naps, and yeah, a couple other things. I will let a lot of shit go, but don't come for me talking about naps. And now I have even more neurological information than the adenosine. Now that I know it's a chemical that's attached to it and the benefits of it, man, please get out of here. Can't nobody talk. They couldn't talk me out of taking my naps back then. They really are not about to now. So you think about it. That's why I say fix you first. You fix you first, it fixes a lot. Look at the 6 things: improve focus, better memory, reduce stress, mood booster, enhance creativity, and improve physical health from doing this one principle of real leadership: taking naps, power naps, and extended naps. This solved 80% of people's problems right there. 80% of your problems are going to be solved in just taking a nap. That's why real leadership is the shit. It honestly 100% truly is. And someone needs to be able to say it. Someone of my stature and credibility, I say take a nap. Now you're like, shit, all the shit she did, she taking naps. Naps are cool. I'm taking a nap. That whole team no sleep. And to pay attention to this now, for people saying, oh, you're taking a nap, see how much, ask them, do you drink caffeine? Do you drink caffeine, and do you have to have a sleep aid to go to sleep? You need a nap. That's what you need. You need a nap so that the adenosine can do its job. Stop interfering with something that naturally happens. Okay, what did you learn today? And what did you learn about yourself? I'm gonna make that a highlight. I meant to make the other thing a highlight, but too late. What did you learn today? And what did you learn about yourself? I learned about adenosine yesterday, but for today. And I knew these things were going on. So for me, I have been doing all of these things knowing that it was right without having the data and the research to back it up. But I instinctively knew. And so some people could argue back in the day that that was just me and it wouldn't work. But now I have all of these factually based research data, neurological data to say this is why it's happening and this is what you can do about it. So it was just a matter of me matching up the research and the data with what I know to be true, 1,000%. So now when people ask me, why do I have 15,700 Instagram posts, I can say, because I take naps. I take naps. If I ever let somebody interview me again, what's the secret to success? Take naps. Take naps. That's the secret. Jasmine, you said, I learned that naps are required to be successful, which I love. And I learned that I shouldn't feel guilty about taking naps, which I love. Yeah, don't let nobody, hey, somebody guilt you into taking a nap, they got to go. Yeah, listen, I'm breaking up this friendship, relationship, situationship, or anything else. Why? Because you are making me feel bad for taking naps, and these are beneficials, and naps are important to me. So on your no debate, remember that movie Deal Breaker? I think it was on 30 Rock when they were saying, deal breaker. You don't take naps? Oh, no, that's a deal breaker. Put it in your dating profile. I take naps. And I only date people who take naps. All right, Kevin. Learn. Limit the amount of caffeine before trying to take a nap. Several hours. I say 4 hours before. Kevin, myself, now I feel better and not guilty about my day. Who is guilting y'all into these naps? I mean, I was in the military, so I understand why they were saying the dumb shit to me. They say dumb shit anyway because it's the military. They love hazing people in the military. Or maybe more people were doing it to me and I was ignoring them. Okay, it's probably a lot of stuff was happening that I was like, well, I don't really care what you think. Nola, I learned about myself and I take advantage of the fact that I can fall asleep easily. Yes, she can, anywhere. She will be in the middle of doing something. I will get a text in the morning. Fell asleep, woke back up, put the dishes in the dishwasher in the morning. Take my shower in the morning. I just got one of those texts last night. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, naps are completely your friends. Nola, I learned that stress and caffeine can stop you from sleeping. Didn't even think they were things that can stop you from sleeping. See, I'm telling y'all, when I told y'all I'm going to get this Nobel Peace Prize for this doggone brain development, I mean that because the world needs this information. And Lola said, I learned a new word, the meaning and why I take so many naps. Laugh out loud. I thought I was just getting old. No, it is the adenosine. The adenosine is saying it's time to go to sleep, Lola. It is time to go to sleep. And then it'll wake you back up because that process S and C. Again, if you have rested enough, then S is going to wake C up and say, hey, C is going to wake S up and vice versa. And that S and C information came from the book Brain Rules, where I also learned about larks, who are, again, the people who wake up early in the morning. We are 10% of the sleeping population. You have the night owls who are up in the middle of the night. They like to sleep later in the day. And that's 20% of the sleep population. And then the other 70% of the sleeping population are hummingbirds. And they are just up and down. Nothing really affects them or impacts them. But for the larks and the owls, daylight saving time definitely is not our friend. And yeah, and they don't do it anywhere else in the world. It's just torture to the American people and not to the Arizona territories, because they don't fucking do it. So if one state can be in the United States and not do it, the other fucking 49 can too. That's another debate for another day. Y'all know I don't really talk about politics, but I'm like, you messing with my sleep now. You messing with my sleep, okay? I'm voting for the motherfucker that will let me sleep, okay? Where is that politician? Do you not drink caffeine at all? None. I went cold turkey in March of 2023 when they were trying to determine my white blood cell count is below 1,000. Thank you, U.S. Army. And so while they were trying to determine what was taking place, I got rid of things that were going to impact it. So I gave up sugar and caffeine on the same day. Added sugar. I do not recommend that you do that. It was terrible 2 weeks. I would be sitting at a light and cry, walk in the store, see some sugar, mouth start watering. I was very depressed and crying and everything else. I had withdrawal symptoms and all of that. You don't go, I think, 18 years on and off drinking coffee and eating added sugar and then give it up in the same day. But hey, I like to challenge myself. So no caffeine at all, not a drop. This is actually decaf instant Nescafe coffee, and I do a decaf caramel breve extra hot from coffee bean and tea leaf, and probably maybe twice a month, maybe 3 times because of the amount of sugar in it. But if I don't have enough sugar, then I'll lose weight. So it's a balance. But yeah, nothing with added sugar, like a lot of added sugar. And you all will be surprised, even in Sprouts, even in Whole Foods, even in Trader Joe's, how much added sugar is in everything. I'm switching back to eating yogurt and granola and a Greek yogurt because of the live active agents in it. So we went to Sprouts in the bulk section to just find some granola. And I ended up with peanut butter granola, and it has 8 grams of sugar or 9 grams of sugar per serving size, and 8 of them are added sugar. So it's literally everything is added sugar. It's a lot. So that was the least amount of added sugar without me having to double up and eat oatmeal double times. So definitely start reading labels, because added sugar is in things that it shouldn't even be added to. But yeah, gave up both of them. What does my typical daily diet look like? Do you take supplements like B complex for energy? Yes, ma'am. So this is what I do. I don't recommend it because now I can't cook. Now I thought about this side note. I'm getting back to your question, but I actually can't cook. So when you see the live subscriptions that's going live June 25th on both TikTok and Instagram, subscribe on either one of those so you can see the behind the scene things. It's $10 a month, but you get to see me and my random thoughts throughout the day and all of that, what's happening. I even shaved my head, and the day that I shaved my head, there's a 3-minute video of that, of me explaining why I put wigs on, because I just don't like looking at it. Doesn't matter. If it was smooth like Kevin's head, I'm always envious when I see Kevin's videos. Not envious to the point where I'm jealous, but he has the ability to have a smooth head with no discoloration on it. So I'm like, damn, if it was just not discolored, I would stop wearing these wigs. Side note. So you will see some of the food that I'm eating, but I am perimenopause. And so in perimenopause, you have to change your diet because of all of the hormone imbalances, the loss of estrogen and everything else. So I'm also showing that portion because you can't eat what you were eating before if you want to just grow through the change. So my daily diet consists of this. I wake up in the morning and I have this, part of it is right here. So here we go. I know y'all like, damn, how big is this desk? So right now I have 23 raw almonds in here from Sprouts, and 23 almonds is a serving size of almonds. I had to look it up. So yes, I count 23 almonds every day. And then what I do is I have boiled eggs. These are the organic brown eggs. They come from Sprouts. I forgot the name of the brand. So anyway, in the morning I end up drinking. Sometimes I have to drink an Ensure just to keep, again, my grandfather got his genes so I could lose weight. So I will have an Ensure, vanilla. It all tastes like baby formula. A raw egg, the almonds, and then oatmeal, raw oatmeal with nothing in it. If you want to put something in it, go right ahead. But I do raw oatmeal because my grandfather gave us high cholesterol and went to the doctor, and I was borderline. They was talking about Lipitor. I was like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not doing that. What do I need to do? They said eat oatmeal. So I scarfed down a bowl of oatmeal. It's about 2/3 cups raw oats, hot water, and then I eat that for breakfast, and then I have some fruit. So I have oranges, apple slices, nectarine, whatever fruit is in season. If we are out and about for lunch, we do have Raising Cane's here. This is one of Nola's clients, and so Raising Cane's is food that I can eat. Their chicken is white chicken breast. It's actually fresh, never frozen, and now I get it naked because of the flour and the breading on it. So I get that and some fries because I got to get some carbs in. And then we have these Aloha bars from Sprouts. We do the vanilla flavor ones, and they literally are 3 grams of their protein bars, 3 grams of sugar. And then I just recently went back to garbanzo beans. So if you get the canned garbanzo beans and put them in on a cookie sheet with a little bit of oil on it and some salt, put them in the oven, that can replace your potato chips. And so you got to get them crispy, and then you can eat those too. Popcorn, old school popcorn on the stove with some oil. I even add some cranberries sometimes, but now they got too much damn sugar in it. So that, and then for dinner, we will end up with a protein. We only eat the grass-fed, whole, pure, and no antibiotics ever. So end up getting meat from Whole Foods. Do a lot of chicken breasts, a lot of beef, and then now I've just recently switched to brown rice, mixed vegetables. I also do, to get some sugar in the afternoon, natural sugar. I take yams, cut them up, and then saute them in a pan, kind of like simmer them, kind of brown them in oil with cinnamon on it. And I do potatoes or brown rice and then vegetables. So have a carb, have a meat, and have a vegetable. And I don't drink soda anymore either. So I do a lot of sparkling water, Pellegrinos, the Polar Seltzers, this new one, Waterloo. And then, I don't have any. And then, like I said, the coffee bean and tea leaf coffee every now and then. So hopefully I've answered your question. But I do eat, so the portion size of your side dishes should not be bigger than the size of your hand. So it should fit all in your hand. That's where your food should fit. So this is not your whole hand. You can't have this as your side. And then stretching and a lot of water. Always have a water bottle with me at all times. Do drink Gatorades for some electrolytes when we are at appointments. We've been out in the sun basically all week this week. So I do that. And so just as a side note too, I'm eating for my 60s, God willing. So this decade is to make sure that the next decade is better. So whatever decade you're in now, it's going to show up in the next decade. All of the things that you eat or don't eat. And what I found, and that's what I explained to Nola too, is that if you take things out of your diet incrementally, you won't get to 60, 65, 70. And now the doctor just starts checking shit off that you can't have. And now you feel like it's so unfair that you've had these things for so long. But each decade, so the fact that I got rid of the caffeine because I found out that it was causing hot flashes, I said, okay, well, no more caffeine. And while I'm at it, let's go ahead and get rid of the sugar too, because sugar shows up in so many different ways that's not good for you, especially when it's added in. It shouldn't have to be added in at all. What's happening with my tablet? Okay. So that's basically it. And it is, the one thing about it is once you start holding yourself personally accountable to become your best, I want to be at my best. And even at the end, because if you think about it, the older you get, something happens, people are going to have to be your caregivers. And so do you want people having to 3-4 people to have to lift you up and turn you over and hold you up and help you use the bathroom and all these other things? You have to take that into consideration as well, the wear and tear on their bodies because you were undisciplined and didn't want to take care of your body. Now it takes more people, more resources, and it's tasking on your brain, your heart, your lungs, all of that. So everybody is not going to be a size 0 and a 2. All our bodies are different. But when you are overweight, it's tasking. And then you start adding caffeine and you start adding Ambiens and all these prescription drugs and everything else. It's a problem. And I'll close with this. So I told you all that I did that video because they said, let's see women in their 50s on TikTok. Now everybody was showing they snatched and all of that. So I did my video and I said, let me see your medicine cabinet. It's been a couple days. No one has taken me up on the challenge. Haven't seen anybody's medicine cabinet. I told people you're 50, you've been here 18,200 and some odd, the 80 days or something like that. Let me see your accomplishments and what's your personal legend. And nobody has answered my video. Very few people have liked my video. So there you have it. They literally said, put yourself out there. And I did. And I ain't had not a comeback, not a clap back, not a nothing. They ain't heard back from no damn body. So I don't know what that's about. Everybody was all snatched. What? I said, let me see that medicine cabinet and that liquor cabinet. Hello? Is this thing on? How many spanks you got? Huh? A lot? Everybody was up from here. Okay, let's see the scale. Reverse that camera. Stand on the scale. Let's see what's happening. No bueno. No, okay. All right. So that's why I just stay quiet. Anyway, at the end of the day, when you actually use your brain will naturally start telling you to do these things because it will like it. When you do it, you have a natural dopamine boost. You can produce these things naturally. So if your body already knew how to do it, and then the unaccountables made it so you couldn't do it, fuck y'all. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it naturally. Take your naps. There are 6 benefits to taking naps. Go back and watch the video if you didn't write it down so you can have it. Put it in your phone. Next time somebody say that, right here. All neurological, okay? The brain needs rest. The brain wants a nap. So let it have it. Get your adenosine up and down and control it yourself. That's why I get up at the same time 7 days a week, go to bed same time 7 days a week. People are like, well, I'll sleep in on the weekend. Your adenosine didn't tell you to sleep in on the weekend. Society said that. All of the unaccountable people in the world said, well, we're going to wear your ass out Monday through Friday, and then you can rest when you get home. No. Same time. Go to sleep at the same time, wake up at the same time, take your naps at the same time, and now your circadian rhythm and everything is going to be there. You're going to have improved focus, better memory, reduce your stress, mood boosters, enhance your creativity, and improve your physical health. All right. Thank you so much for, oh, wait, poll question. I forgot. In the poll, let's see the results. Okay, so do you take naps? Wow, 50-50. I don't think I had a 50-50 live in a minute. 50-50. And I'd hate, why does that come up like that? Anyway, y'all can't see it. So tomorrow we will be, it's Friday, yes. Tomorrow we will be doing Relax. Saturday we will be doing Have Fun, the second edition. And then Sunday we will start our neurological pathway. I will be in the show me phase. Tell me, show me, let me, of the principles of real leadership. I got to be honest, I have no clue what that's going to entail. Nola and I have been discussing it, but it will be ready for you on Sunday. Also, let's give Kevin a congratulations. Yesterday, he finished his 5th consecutive challenge, 30-day challenge. He has not had to restart now and then time. So let's give him a round of applause. Kudos to you, Kevin. Good job, because doing that is not easy with everything else that he has going on. He wears like 17 hats in his businesses and his home and his family and all of that, and has still managed to finish what you start. He's done a phenomenal job of doing that. So reward openly is one of the 74 principles of real leadership. And yes, kudos to Mr. Hook for doing that, because it is not easy. Hey there, good people. He even has a new introduction to his videos from doing that. So yes, real leadership works. It changes your life one day at a time, for sure. All right, you all go off and have an amazing, fantabulous Thursday. I think we are in, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. And I will be back tomorrow, God willing, higher power in the universe. Same time, same place, safe space, different brain t-shirt. Have an amazing day.